And we are rolling. Hello, everybody. And if you're joining us, welcome to Girl Underground Curiouser and Curiouser. This is session 1 of 3. I'm Alexi. I'll be the story guide for this game. And we are gathered to play a game of Girl Underground. This game has been organized through the Gauntlet gaming community. Find out all about the Gauntlet at gauntlet-rpg.com or follow the Gauntlet on Twitter at GauntletRPG if you want to learn more about all of the cool games that are going up each and every month on the Gauntlet. So the game we're playing tonight is Girl Underground, a role-playing game about a curious girl in a wondrous world by Lauren McManaman and Jesse Ross. This is a wonderful game that was part of the first round of Zine Quest on Kickstarter. And I'm excited to be running it. First time running it, but I've gotten to play it before. This game tells the story of a girl who leaves, our mundane world and goes into an other world, learns lessons about herself and the world along the way, and returns forever changed, thanks to her adventure with the strange and wondrous companions she met during the journey. All of the players will take turns being the girl. All of the players will also be one of these wondrous companions. And we're excited to have 3 sessions to spin out this story inspired by media like The Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, a little bit of Narnia, a little bit of Labyrinth, stories of those types. Let's meet our great set of players. So, folks, I'm going to have you introduce yourselves, and I will ask each person to share your name, your pronouns if you wish, your online handle if that's something you'd like to share, and any other thing that someone should know about you if they're tuning in and joining us for this story. So, Mike, why don't you start us off?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Mike, he, him. I'm going to be playing the Construct, which is a sort of person. Excited to play it. Played it before, but only run it only as the story guide before. So
very good, Mike.
Play as a player.
Great to have you here playing with us. Next up, Leah, will you tell us about yourself?
I'm Leah, she, her. I've played Girl Underground once before and loved it. I love stories about fairy tales and strange bargains, so much so that I wrote one. It's called Bring Home the Babe, and you can find it on Alexi's Cloven Pine Games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you check out Cloven Pine Games or check out Sea Change Games on Itch.io, either of those will point you towards Leah's wonderful game, Bring Home the Babe. Let's meet our other players. Andrea, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I am Andrea Tapia, and she, her, and I've never played this game before, but I am excited to do so, and I am playing the Ogre.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll learn more about these companions soon. Good to have you playing with us, Andrea. Last but not least, Tyler, please tell us about yourself.
Hi there, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I'm super excited to be playing this for the first time. And if anybody wants to see, I run a whole bunch of games. You could probably find my stuff pretty easy. Tyler Lominac on YouTube.
Very nice, Tyler. Great to have you playing with us. So, as mentioned before, the protagonist of this game is the girl who will be venturing underground, going on a quest, meeting these strange companions and learning more about herself along the way. And that is a shared character. And so we're going to together do some building of the girl. In our character keeper, our nifty Google sheet that contains the playbooks of the game, you'll see the girl as one of the first tabs, and we'll I think take turns making some choices about who she is and where she comes from. Here, I'll read from the book itself, the basic description of the girl, so we're all on the same page. You are a 12-year-old girl. You are not of this world, i.e. the underground, and you are trying to find your way back home. Home isn't perfect. In fact, there's a lot that's hard and unfair about it, but it's still home. There are people there who love you, who miss you right now, and are wondering why you haven't yet come in for supper. So we're going to decide the girl's name. And the way we do that is deciding what one thing the home conspicuously lacks. In all cases, the home of the girl has love, right? Your family has love, but there's something else they don't have. It says if your family has love but no curiosity, your name is Cat. If your family has love but no money, your name is Penny. If your family has love but no time, your name is Patience. If your family has love but no magic, your name is Faye. If your family has love but no quiet, your name is Serena. Or if we think of something else we want to add in to fill in the blanks, we'll come up with an appropriate name that plays off of it. So, since this is a character folks are all going to be playing together, I'd love to hear how each of you is leaning on that. Mike, any kind of possibility there jumping out at you?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of time and patience, or quiet and Serena.
Yeah, those are good ones. Leah, anything jump out at you from the possibilities for what the family doesn't have and what the girl's name therefore is?
Let's see. Yeah, I like time or curiosity are the two I'm most interested in.
Okay, yeah. Interesting how this is coming together. Andrea, something jump out at you?
I could build a story around all of them. And so if someone else feels strongly, when I first read them, of course, I could imagine an incredibly boring family with no curiosity. I also could imagine parents with no time for their child. And I can imagine a household full of multiple generations and many, many, many children, maybe aunts and uncles, and there'll be no quiet. So those three, curiosity, time, and quiet, say something to me, but I don't really care which one. I think it's up to Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler, any of these particularly interesting?
I admit curiosity was the one that jumped at me.
Yeah.
I could also go with magic was the other one that hit at me, but
we definitely heard I feel like we heard curiosity and time maybe the most. But is Mike, circling back to you, either of those particularly interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I can work with curiosity if that's what way we want to go.
Yeah, sound good. Family has love, but no curiosity. So you are Cat, the girl, and I will be addressing you all as such, since you'll be taking turns playing her. Let's see. So I'm clicking. Good. So you can give us the answer out loud and go ahead and click in the character keeper when I turn these questions to you. So, Mike, I have a question for you. Cat, how do you wear your hair?
Let's go with straight and square like a ruler's edge.
Straight and square like a ruler's edge. Nice. Is that a haircut someone in your family gives to you?
Not so much, no. Oh, you mean? Yeah. We'll say mom does the haircuts, and it's always the exact same.
Got it. Consistency is
right.
Is the key word here. Absolutely. Leah, a question for you, Kat. How do you sound when you speak?
Was that for me? My video skipped for a second.
Yeah. Leah, how do you sound when you speak?
All right. Quiet, like a secret thought.
Oh, interesting. Does Kat know her voice is quiet? Is this something she's aware of, and how does she feel about it? If she is.
Yeah, I think she knows that most people are often pleased by this in a small girl, though her math teacher always tells her to speak up.
Interesting. Andrea, what is your prized possession, Kat?
I believe it's something given, and it's from my grandmother. She was the most interesting person in my family. Everyone else is pretty darn boring. And I'm not sure if she has passed away or lives far away, but she's not in the picture right now.
So, but this is how this keepsake is how you remember her. What sort of a thing is it?
Yes, and it might be. It's a bracelet. It's a. I don't even remember what they're called. These weird stretchy bracelets that were super popular in the 1960s, made out of early plastics.
Ooh.
It's a bunch of colors and hideously ugly to most people, but she thinks it is beautiful.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That sounds excellent. What a good gift to keep your grandmother close by. How does the rest of your family feel about this, or do they not notice it really because it's it's so small and only of significance to Kat and her grandmother?
I think that they think that it's frivolous and just kind of stupid. A childish thing. I just don't think that my parents like anything that is very frivolous or whimsical, and this is ugly and embodies much of what they would say is garbage. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I see.
Because it's stretchy, though, elastic, she can push it up her arm. So her arms are small, and so she just pushes it up, and her parents don't notice it that much.
Nice. Quiet and secret. I love it. Tyler, Kat, what is your biggest fear?
I think it's judgment.
Yeah, tracking with some of the worries and preoccupations we've heard a little bit about so far. Yeah, anything you want to say to expand on that?
Yeah, I think that it's she tries to make sure that others approve. She's that quiet idea of better seen, not heard. She does that so that people won't point her out. She tries to always be prim and proper sort not because that's what she wants, but because that's what she's expected to do.
Setting up some manners already, which we'll be choosing in our next step. Yeah, very, very good. Very good. That work for everybody as the kind of the biggest fear that Kat has going on there. What do you want to be when you grow up? I'm gonna toss that. I'm gonna go back to Andrea for that, but other folks can weigh in a little bit too. So Andrea, feel free to pull the table, but I'll give you kind of a final call for what does Kat want to be when she grows up?
So I think Kat probably wants to be something completely inappropriate to her parents. So something like a fashion designer or an archaeologist or an author or maybe a talk show host. I don't know. So what do you guys think?
I was going to say, like, the first thing that came to my mind was anthropologist. So I also like archaeologist in there. but like taking too much interest in something that's very boring, that doesn't need all this attention. So anything in that category.
Okay. Anybody else?
I like that idea of the archaeologist seems like a good one, or anthropologist, looking into things that are outside of what she's dealt with in her little dollhouse. I think is cool.
Mike, do you have an opinion? You are muted.
Yeah, so I like those. I guess I would want to know which direction though, because I feel like archaeologists would be more into like weird stuff as opposed to different culture.
Yeah, I mean,
so it wouldn't.
good question. I mean, she could be like, trying to sort that out herself, but
Or yeah. No, all those 12-year-old girls who know the difference, anyways. I guess, right?
But I heard interest in in archaeologists from around the table. Andrea, what do you think?
Yep, it doesn't much matter to me. I think archaeologist would be fun. I would love to go with anthropologist, but I think that she leads a sheltered life, and her explorations are in the woods behind her home.
So that's more archaeology because she's just digging around. Yeah,
she's digging around, and she may be interested in lost cultures and lost people, and the people that live behind her home, in the forest or something. But I don't know that she has enough cultural knowledge to do anthropology right now.
Cool. So perhaps anthropology is an aspiration that will eventually solidify for her. But for the moment, amateur archaeology is a lot of her outlet. Does that sound right?
For now, she's collecting arrowheads and things.
Yeah. Let's zero in a little bit on the home life. We know that Grandma is the most interesting person in this family. Mike, who else in your household seems to have dreams of something bigger?
Maybe she has an older brother who also wants to be, I don't know, something like a drummer in a band or something.
Oh, that's great. Has she confided in this brother about her own archaeological ambitions, or are they not that close? Like, what is there a connection there, or is it just like kind of two people like looking outwards, but not able to like talk directly about that?
Yeah, so maybe she looks to him as like her guide on how to do something different.
Got it. Cool. And if you come up with a name for that brother, I'm happy to add it to the keeper, but we can kind of think that over also.
I did just watch War Games, so I kind of have the name Joshua stuck in my head.
Yeah, Joshua works. Absolutely. Does he go by Joshua or Josh?
Yeah, let's say he goes by Josh and hates it when it's Joshua, but that's what his parents do. That's what we named you.
Yeah. Ooh, that raises a question for me. Tyler, do you think Cat, like, does everyone call her Cat, or is Cat a name for that only some people call her and other people call her, Catherine or whatever it's short for?
I kind of like maybe the idea that she wants everyone to call her Cat, and maybe the grandmother called her Cat. But again, the parents, like Joshua, she's Catherine because that's the name we gave you, sweetie.
Leah, what do your parents do?
Let's see. Mom is an actuary. And
Perfect.
Excellent. And the father is a health inspector.
Great. That's great.
and-
So it's civic-minded, but very methodical. It sounds like.
And I'll just add to the name thing that every time there's too much pushback about calling her cat, there's like a bit of a they don't even have the discussion anymore. But I think the mother favored a name that was less nicknameable. And when she says like, "Do you have a cat?" and like, "We gave you the name Catherine," and there's like just a look exchange that everyone in the family knows. But this wouldn't have been an issue if we'd named her Claire.
Oh, this is good. Andrea, what's your favorite subject in school?
I think it's literature or English or whatever they're calling it. I don't know. English.
Whatever, yeah, kind of taps into the writerly imagination.
Yes. And she writes great stories, but hates it when she's asked to write a non-creative topic. If she is asked to write nonfiction or something that is technical, it is misery. And sometimes she turns those assignments into creative ones anyway.
How do the teachers react?
Oh, Catherine, not again. Please rewrite this, or I'll have to call your parents. Again.
Nice. There was one teacher. Let's see, Leah. You mentioned a math teacher. Is that someone that Kat finds sympathetic or intimidating? The math teacher who wants her to speak up and take up more space.
I mean, sympathetic in an intimidating way, right? Like, clearly rooting for Kat, not saying this in a dismissive or brusque way, but asking her to do something, hard that she's not that interested in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. What's that math teacher's name?
Miss Squires.
All right. One. Let me get one last. Sorry, I want to make sure to share the spotlight around here with the with these questions. Tyler, did you get to answer a home life question? Am I blanking here, or did I check?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What do you do to make your room in the house truly yours?
I think after much debate and having to save up allowance, that I was allowed to paint my room the color I wanted.
What color was that?
That ended up being bright purple. Because it, the family said that, of course, that Mom and Dad did not think that purple's the appropriate colors for walls. Walls should be white, or if you're going wild, maybe off-white. But purple it's what queens wear, and purple is imagination, and purple is bright and fun, and that's what with her own money she decided to paint her room.
Nice. She saved up. She got that bright purple room. They folks might not approve, but it's her room. That's good.
So sorry to interrupt. I am getting a message that my internet connection is unstable. So if you see my face disappear, I can still hear you. I heard everything that just passed. At least I think I did, and even if my face wasn't visible.
Got it. Yeah, and if you need to go off camera, if that makes things slightly more stable, you are absolutely welcome to do that. Whatever troubleshooting needs to happen.
Well, there are 4 humans in my house right now, all playing games on their own devices. So,
yeah, I see how that happens. Anything else we want to specify or dig into with home life? Or are we feeling like we're getting a good portrait of where Kat is coming from? Nice. Let's pick out some manners. So when the game begins, our girl Kat has a number of manners. Some of the rules that kind of she's to some extent internalized, right? But the game wants you to challenge your manners eventually. The basic move that involves them is called refuse to mind your manners. So these are manners that whether kind of prescribed overly broadly or received overly broadly in the way a child can do that, they've come through without nuance, right? And they will be things that you have to conquer and eventually kind of replace with your beliefs, right? Beliefs you've kind of earned through your quest that will allow you to stand strong in your beliefs by the end of your journey. So we have some example manners kind of built into the game and built into our character keeper. But if there's some custom manner people are feeling like they want to include, that's also a legit thing. It suggests we have 8, and I figure we should go for the full array since we've got 3 whole sessions to explore these. So I'll have each player pick one out to start, though we can kind of chat a little if someone's like, I want to X card that manner, or can we pick something? Can we change the phrasing of it a little? Right? That's totally legit. We can have that conversation as we go along. Mike, you'll see in the character keeper, there's kind of manners to the right of the rest of the girl's sheet here, and if you grab one of these drop-down menus, there's a whole list of them, right? Young ladies must always be grateful for what they are given. Young ladies must always be humble. Young ladies must always be quiet and patient, right? So if you want to pick out one to start off, we'll start setting up our list here. Any of those jump out at you, or do you need a moment to scroll through?
Where are they at again?
So if you're in
to the far right.
The girl sheet, of the keeper. At the far right, there's a
the drop down. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, a blue column called manners, and you can just grab them from the drop down menu there.
Okay. How about young ladies must always be quiet and patient?
Yeah, I think that tracks with some of the feeling we've developed of kind of how Kat kind of talks and moves in her home. And yeah, absolutely. Does that work for folks? All right. Leah, a manner that you're interested in including here.
Yeah, so I think young ladies must always put others' needs before their own.
That certainly sounds like kind of an aspect of the values her parents lived by, right? Being a health inspector and an actuary. Good honest work, putting the needs of others first. Does that sound right?
Absolutely.
And that manner sounds good to folks at the table.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Andrea, you next. Have you got a manner to add in here?
Yes, I do. Young ladies must never be ridiculous or silly.
Yeah. I totally buy it. Let's see. Oh, are we working down this. Which do you know which cell you're in for the manners right now?
Me?
Yeah. Did you have it from the drop down? Do you have it on one of the drop down menus?
Oh, I was in number. Yeah, I am jumping around a bit. I was in number 1, then I was in number 2. Do you want me to pick it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead. It looks like number
Got it.
2 is open. So yeah, go ahead and grab it. Perfect. All right, Tyler. You'll fill in the fourth of these going down. Tyler, have you got a manner to give us?
Yes, I think so. I agreed on that ridiculous and silly. I think that was the one I was going to do. So,
Sorry.
No. That means we're right there on the same wavelength. I saw it here just a moment ago. Where is it? I would have swore there was one that was never take up too much space.
Yeah, that's one. That's in the list somewhere.
Yeah, where did it go?
Yeah, and even if it weren't in the list, we could just add it. So if you want to hunt for it for a moment, it sounds like
for a moment.
Sounds like folks are in favor of that manner, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Then let's snake it back around. Tyler, have you got a second manner to pick out?
Yes. Young ladies. It's the never get their hands dirty.
Yeah, keeping clean. Yeah.
Never sold the hands are closed. There we go.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion that one might be one we overturn very quickly, especially given what Kat likes investigating, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's great, Andrea. Another one you want to put out there for us?
Oh, I'm just entranced by Beatrice. Sorry.
No worries.
Tyler and I are sharing brainwaves right now. I pick the one he wants, and he picks the ones I want. Young ladies must never brag or show off.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems a little indecorous for the household we've been discussing. Leah, a penultimate manner.
Right. Young ladies must not incessantly climb the stairs.
Yeah, if only.
Young ladies must never. Right, I think we don't have this on. Young ladies must never complain about their duties.
Yeah, I don't think we had that. What sort of chores does Kat most often fulfill in her household?
I think everyone has a chore wheel, so everyone does everything once a month at least, and it's all your duty to do, and there's no point in complaining about which one is the hardest or whether it's balanced if everyone does it once a month. Like, all weeks turn out equally in the end, and the most important part is everyone contributes to the family.
Yeah, and there's no quibbling about leap year allowed. Lastly, back with Mike, a final manner to take us home here.
Young ladies must always follow instructions.
Oh, this is great. I can see how we're gonna find some time to push back against these. We may or may not overturn every single one of these, but over the course of our adventure, we'll find times when Kat refuses to mind her manners and develops new beliefs in the process. Whether or not it goes well when she refuses to mind her manners, I believe you read a new belief whether or not you succeed at the refuse to mind your manners role. And the nice thing is, kind of, the more beliefs you have, the stronger your move Stand Strong in your convictions gets, right? Because you are actually, for that one, rolling more and more dice and picking the two highest. You're rolling more and more dice based on how many beliefs you can stand strong in. You have to kind of justify how those beliefs are guiding your action, right? But by doing so, you can end up rolling a bunch of dice and triumphing over even long odds as the challenges of the quest come to bear. So we have our young lady Cat. We have a set of manners, and I think the next thing to do, possibly before our first little break here, is showing how she already has disregarded or refused to mind one of these manners and thus discovered the door to another world. So we're gonna get one belief to start us off with, because as we discuss her discovering the door to another world, we will be turning over one of these manners. If we were playing the physical game, if we were playing round a table all together, these manners would be written on index cards, and when we refuse to mind them, we would flip them over and write a belief on the reverse side. But here, with our handy dandy character sheet, there's a little checkbox, and when you check it, the manner is struck through, and the space for the belief is highlighted, and we together compose the belief and write it in there. Let me just double check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm seeing 7 altogether. What was that last one that you picked out, Mike?
The young ladies must always follow instructions. Here, I can add that, sir. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah. Put it down at the bottom there. So Cat, I think we open on a normal day in your household. There's some kind of like low level tiptoeing up to argument at breakfast, as Joshua has a band practice he wants to go to, and his parents are reluctant to give permission or to call him Josh, and Cat, as often, is quiet, right? Not taking up too much space, not getting herself involved in this, but something about this day is different, and something about this day is going to pull her into another world. Andrea, what does Cat do differently today than she's ever done before, that starts us off on this journey? And you don't need to. You can just narrate as much or as little as you want here, and we'll keep ping ponging around and build out this opening kind of montage, basically.
I believe that the Cat's parents are fighting with Joshua, and they're demanding that he do something, and it's getting heated, and perhaps Joshua wants to draw Cat into the argument. Well, Cat agrees with me. Cat will support me. Cat knows that this is really cool. And Cat just walks out of the house, leaves, and heads out to the backyard. And her parents are yelling, Cat, you come back here.
Absolutely.
She keeps going.
And Mike, what catches Cat's eye once she's like out and walking and and trying to ignore her parents' voices from behind her? Something strange flitting among the trees perhaps catches her eye. What is it?
Yeah, so I think it's maybe something shiny around where she normally digs, and there's nothing usually there. She just kind of digs around there, and from a distance she kind of sees that there's, I don't know, maybe a metal glint. So it looks metal. Interesting.
like a grayish metal or a gold metal or some stranger color?
Thinking like a golden glint.
Absolutely. Leah, what does Kat do spotting a golden glint in the ground?
Well, I think, she pulls out her little notebook because she knows that you have to do things correctly, and like writes down a little about the site, and like a little about the dirt before she's allowed to unearth it at all. Because once you unearth it, all that information is gone forever. But then finally, she pulls out a little brush she keeps in her backpack and brushes away the dirt so she can see it completely.
Beautiful. I love it. And I think what she finds is a golden doorknob just, sticking up out of the ground. And Tyler, what does she hear coming from down below the ground that makes her want to turn the doorknob and open it?
I think that she could hear from down below like calliope music, and maybe just far away like the trumpet of an elephant.
Oh, that obviously warrants investigation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So do we think that the cat turns the doorknob and finds herself tumbling down? Not the rabbit hole per se, but a passageway. No, Andrea.
Oh, there's no tumbling. Cat is not a tumbler. Cat sees a beautiful spiral staircase going down, and she is, and it's got ornate carved, I don't even know what they're called, rungs. And the handle, the banister is beautiful and golden with ivory and all kinds of, it is the most ornate thing she may have ever seen in her life. Nothing in her house is carved or golden.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, then here's our question, because of course at a certain point she'll look up and realize that there's no longer a door at the top of the staircase. It just seems to recede forever into a kind of rich darkness up above without any sign of how to get back to where she came from. What manner are we going to say specifically is the one that she's refused to mind here, and that has brought her to this other world? Mike, Tyler, what do you think?
We had her doing a bit of digging, so that could be soiling hands.
Yeah, I wondered about that, but the fact that it's a staircase rather than tumbling down the hole makes it seem like maybe she's still not maybe she's managed to remain somewhat spotless.
She kind of walked out on her brother, so that could be others' needs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, that, and plus she's clearly just going to investigate, rather than worry about the argument at home.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't follow instructions, right? So there's arguments for a couple of these, but if folks are leaning towards striking through, must always put others' needs before their own. I mean, I think that's pretty plausible. Yeah. Okay. Mike, go ahead and mark that so we can see that struck through. And now let's together come up with the belief that's taking its place. So this manor is being turned over, and instead our girl is developing a belief. Anyone have a thought about what sort of belief she might be finding? I can give some examples from the book. It should be something that in some ways responds to the situation she's experienced. But the book has examples of beliefs like I must stand up for my friends, or we must explore without exploiting the world. I've played in games where people have come up with beliefs like don't let people talk about your business without you, or the book also has wits are a tool to do what's right. So the belief could be a lot of different things, right? But something that you feel you could stand strong in the future. Anyone got a suggestion?
Some opportunities can't be passed up.
Ooh, I like
Good one.
that.
I
Type that
agree.
in.
Sounds perfect. Let's put that in there. Some opportunities can't be passed up.
I was
And
going to say something far more boring. I'm glad you said something so creative.
and as Cat finds herself reaching what seems to be the bottom of this, incredibly ornate staircase, and she looks around upon a wondrous world, an underground that is full of bright colors and strange shapes and sights and smells and sounds she hasn't experienced before. And we will pick up after our break as she starts to meet some of her strange and wondrous companions. Let's take 10 and be back at 10 of the hour, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you all then. I'm gonna just stop my camera and mic, and I'll start them again when we return.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I can put a cool background in, or would I have to leave?
Hello, hello. Are we all back? Oh, good, good. So, Kat has entered a wondrous world. In our next set of scenes, she will meet her strange and loyal, though also wondrous companions. How are folks doing on companions? Who feels like they're about ready for their companion to have their introductory scene? See a hand up from Leah, thumbs up from Tyler. Mike, yeah, all right. Cool. I'll go in about that order then. So someone should be the girl. Who wants to start off as Kat?
I suppose it should be me or Tyler, right? If we're going. Wait, what was the order for that?
Looked like maybe Leah, Tyler, Mike, Andrea.
Okay, so maybe Andrea or me or.
Yeah. Well, Mike, do you want to be Kat to start us off?
Sure.
Cool. So, you find yourself at the bottom of this long, ornate, elegant spiral staircase that has brought you into this strange world. You see what look to be, the billowing tents of some sort of circus, right, where the that calliope music is emanating from, and all around there are strange and unfamiliar looking trees and plant life in wild bold colors, oranges and purples and pinks and fuchsia, and a little bluebird, except here it's not a bluebird, it's a purple bird, but it's a bluebird shaped purple bird, flutters over and opens up its beak and just starts talking to you and says, "And who might you be?"
Well, I am Kat.
"You look like a human, not a cat to me."
Yes, well, I was originally Catherine, but I decided I liked Kat.
The bird nods like this is a reasonable choice. "How did you get down here? We don't usually see many humans down here."
Yes, well, there was this incredible staircase I just came down. And I feel like when I turn around, it's not there anymore.
Oh, yeah, of course not. And the bird says, "Oh, you found the down doorknob."
Is that what you call it? The door?
"The down doorknob is how people come down here from the above world. But to get back, you'll need to find the up doorknob."
Oh my. Is it far from here?
The bird, kind of nods ruefully. I'm afraid the Archduchess has demanded that the up doorknob be kept under lock and key."
Oh my. This is rather startling. What direction would that be in?
Bird just like points a wing, through past those circus tents.
I guess I better be on my way. But should like to check out that bazaar first.
I mean, you certainly can, Kat. Are you kind of taking a slow route, to gaze at all the things along the way here?
Yeah, that's right. Probably like the like if there's a main fairway, just browsing back and forth through the different edges of the fairway.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's little like I feel like there's like carnival games, but they're all like weird heightened carnival games all set up here. Um, yeah, actually, to paint the scene, Tyler, what's one strange heightened carnival game that the cat passes along the way here?
Ooh, I think that there is a ring toss, but what it is you sit in a ring and pull back, and the ring tosses you towards a barrel.
This is very good. I like it. Andrea, any other thoughts on like these weird carnival games that Kat's never seen in her world?
I think that she might have seen a carnival game where there's a water pistol that has to go into the mouth of a clown and a balloon blows up and whoever gets the balloon. In this case, it's people squeezing fishes. And so the water is stored inside the fish, and each child or each being is holding a fish and squeezing it as the water jets out. And it really doesn't blow up anything. The fun is just in squeezing the fish.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's see. I was gonna have Leah's companion introduced in a moment, but it's possible we need to wait just a second there. Hey, Leah, are you up to introduce your companion? Have Kat encounter them around here?
Yes. How do you want me to do it?
Tell us about your mythic and the choices you've made from each of your little lists.
Yes. So my mythic is named Druthi. Druthi. The first thing everyone sees when they see me is my regal plumage, which is all purple, just every range from the palest lilac to the most, furious, deepest, last glimpse of sunset purple. As a bird, I'm kind of, just shorter than a grown-up, I would say. And hello, baby. Anyway, it's called the mythic. I'm a double-headed
So
bird.
you have two heads.
Yes.
But you're one being. The two heads don't have different personalities or clashing perspectives necessarily.
One has a beak of beaten gold and the other one of polished silver.
Oh, this is fantastic.
The heads speak in unison at an interval of 1/3
That
apart.
must be really annoying, to be honest.
No, that's a nice interval.
Cool. That's a interval of tone, not of like they're speaking in a round.
Tone.
Okay.
Yeah, in harmony, not
Got it. The heads speak in perfect unison as far as starting and stopping at the same time. It's just there's a musical relationship between the pitches, I guess. Okay, cool.
I was wondering how she's going to do rounds by herself.
I mean, I'm not going to do thirds by myself either.
Baby could help. How about so you as the mythic, right? I should just give us the very basic pitch for the playbook, right? Like as the mythic, you are a rare being of legend and fantasy. You are also the last of your kind, and it is your duty to carry on their traditions. As the last of your kind, how do you remember your kin?
Yeah, I remember them with guilt because my bird people, all lived on a fabled island. And for a long time, there was a great deal of traffic between this kingdom and our island, all facilitated by us, of course. But, my parents, had brought me over when I was but a little squab. And then they took the queen of this land over to their country. And that was the last anyone ever heard of my kind.
Wow. And you were not like in on whatever plan was going on there.
No.
So you feel guilt and confusion about what became.
I feel like my parents knew something, at that time, because, they said their farewells in what seemed like, in retrospect, a very portentous way.
Wow, that's incredible. What must you protect at all costs?
My honor.
How do you define that, Druthi?
I think a great deal of my honor is that my people both are kind of too majestic to be ridden, and yet did carry people in our claws. And so we're made for a purpose, but I feel no one is worthy of it anymore. So I've refused to carry people.
You've refused to carry people in your claws, even no one gets to fly with Druthi.
Yeah.
What do you need that this journey will give you?
Repentance for not being with whatever happened to my people.
And what state are you in when the girl finds you?
Chained and crashing, and I'll tell you why.
Yes, please do.
I think what Kat sees kind of hurtling towards the ground is what you could best describe as an extremely ornate origami paper airplane, with people huddled inside it who are screaming with exhilaration, worry, a range of things, because while I was asleep, they tried to attach me to the front of this paper airplane to pull it, which I, of course, have refused to do. And so, there's just a higher up place above kind of where they were. And I'm just, chains attached to my feet, wings firmly furled, doing that hawk thing of heading towards the ground as fast as possible to make a point.
So basically you are deliberately plummeting down towards this fairground with chains attaching you to a elaborate paper airplane that several kind of humanoid beings are sitting in, presumably shrieking at this point.
Yes, but at least a couple are laughing, they didn't all assume this would go well, and some of them are on board for that, literally and figuratively.
Kat, you see this majestic creature chained and crashing. What do you do?
I head for cover. I run straight down one of the side aisles there, assuming she's crashing straight into the thoroughfare or something.
Yeah, that seems about right. So there's a tremendous crash. Dust and purple feathers are flying everywhere. Druthi, do you do or say something to the people who were so foolhardy as to try to hitch a ride with you?
Well, so I think I wheel round to tell them off, but I'm still attached to the plane. So I think what Kat can see is there's kind of this absurd dog chasing its tail farce playing out, where I'm kind of stalking in a more majestic than a chicken way, but kind of that movement. But every time I spin, the entire ship spins too, and so I'm kind of chasing and hallooing at the plane and becoming angrier and angrier.
Kat, how do you how do you step in? How do you get involved? Because we know that Druthi will become one of your sworn companions. Let's get a sense, and we can montage a little, but how do they become fast friends here?
Well, are the people So I'm thinking the people here, since whoever was behind there, right? Now that they've survived this crash, now they're more or less heckling. Like,
Yeah,
you tried to get
basically.
rid of us, but we're still here. And making our mythic more angry then. So Cat sort of jumps in and says, hold on. We don't treat anyone like this. And they're sort of running around her.
That's great. Yeah. So you're just trying to stand up for this beautiful two-headed bird that's clearly being someone's trying to take them for a ride. Not only middlingly successfully, but much to Druthi's discomfort. Druthi, how do you know that this girl is the person you must quest with to achieve that repentance you seek?
I think I think it's because she says we don't treat people like that broadly. Because to me, what's most important is no one treats me like this. But it sounds like in the way she says it, from my point of view, it's not that she's stinted on respect for me, but she somehow brings that level of respect that I am due to everyone. That no one, not just because I am me, but no one should be treated like this. What an idea.
Oh, this is
Perhaps
great.
he could be worthy.
This is great. So I'm picturing that that the way this ends is we see the joyriders here eventually left sent packing shamefacedly as Cat tries to undo the chains connecting Druthi to the ornate paper airplane. Does that sound about right?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Tyler, did I say you were up next for meeting your companion?
I think so.
Absolutely. And Mike, you are welcome to keep playing the girl or to invoke the merry-go-round move, and pass the girl playbook and the spotlight to someone else. But we're kind of as we introduce these companions, we can also shift that around as we desire.
So I'm fine either way, but if somebody's like jumping at the bit to play the girl, then that's fine too. Okay. I'll remain Cat.
Tyler, tell us a little about your... Oh, Andrea?
You make a lovely girl.
Tyler, tell us a little about your companion.
All right. I'm playing the Runaway. And I think that probably as we're encountering him, you could kind of hear like a high piping voice, ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. So he is running away from himself. That'll become apparent how here in just a moment. And what part of me has changed by my time here? It's my reflection. Part of the world am I dying to explore? The highest mountain. And what I need from this, what I need that this journey will give me is fame. And the state I'm in when the girl finds me is not lost, just misplaced.
And what is the name of your runaway?
Captain Max Awesome.
It's very good. Very good. Yeah, so the key thing to know about the Runaway is that the Runaway has run away from home and found a door to another world, but has decided to stay. And now this is your home. It's scary and lonely at times, but at least you're free to explore and be yourself. What has changed about your reflection? How has that been altered by your time in this world?
I think as our camera kind of centers over to see Captain, he is. I have a little picture if people want to see up there on my tab. But he's young, 10 or 11, wearing a cardigan, got a little t-shirt and jeans, and a rather flashy captain's naval hat on. And you know, he's kind of looking around like he doesn't know exactly where he is. And I think that as he walks by, there's like beside him, there's a little creek or a little, probably more like a little pond sort of thing, so we can get a reflection. And as he walks by, I think the camera catches just this glimpse. The reflection is an old man, probably in his 80s, gray hair, gray beard, got a little ponytail, but definitely a much older person.
Oh, that's fascinating. So, like, he appears like younger even than the girl, but his reflection shows a human who has aged many years beyond that. Yeah. So Captain Max, awesome. How do you introduce yourself to Cat and our mythic? Druthi.
I think probably they come into this clearing and hearing him like, hi there.
Hello.
Captain Max Awesome, at your service. And you can just call me Cap if you want. Who are you?
I'm Cat. I'm new here.
Oh, well, new here. Well, I should tell you, I am an experienced explorer, and I have been here for quite some time.
And
I
the camera cuts
exploring
back
when
to
I grow up.
the camera cuts back to that reflection, of the much older. In the reflection, are you still wearing the sailor's hat, the captain's hat?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Druthi, what do you make of this new arrival?
Sorry, she's back on the stairs. I think, I'm just, eyeing her with both eyes, one on each side, on each head, obviously. And saying, are there many songs of your exploits?
Innumerable. And shanties and ditties and a couple of outright ballads. You should kind of move over closer to Cat. I shall sing you some at some point if you would like.
I would like much fair indeed.
Oh, Captain Awesome's awesome. He's really the awesomest. And it goes from there.
This is very good.
I see.
It's very good.
Spent quite a long time on that one, I see.
I do the weird thing where you tilt your head really, really far, both in opposite directions. Goes, was that composed by a licensed bard?
It's self-made. You kind of looking over Druthi. You are quite lovely. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with such lovely feathers before, and I imagine you've flown quite high.
I have, and I think you say, Druthi, like, puff herself up a little at, you are lovely, but I've never seen anyone. Like, she kind of depuffs a little.
Have you seen the highest mountain?
I have eaten the snowberries that grow there. I lean forward both heads. They are delicious.
That is my quest to be the first captain to be at the top of the tallest mountain. See, captains tend to not go to tall mountains.
It is difficult to sail there.
Cat, do you have a quest to share?
I must find the What do we call the outdoor there?
The up doorknob.
The up doorknob from the Duchess.
Well, possibly our captain has heard of the Archduchess.
Duchess.
Oh, you want to find the up doorknob? Why would anyone want to find that? That just leads out.
Well, I mean, I must go home at some point.
Must you?
I feel like that's a great, button on that little scene, because I think we've established Captain Max Awesome has things that he needs from this crew of companions, and also that he poses a question to Kat about the nature of her quest.
I think we're left with Kat pondering it too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, don't I?
That's great. Mike, do you want to introduce your companion and pass the girl to another player?
Let's do that.
Who do you want to tag in for this merry-go-round?
How about Andrea?
Do not call me Andrea, for now I am Kat.
Yeah, so Kat, you and your two newfound friends, Druthi and Captain Max Awesome, are making your way through more strange landscapes of this underground. There's it's what seems to be a forest, but then you realize the trees are the legs of things towering up above you. So you thought the tree was a sturdy thing, and then it lifts up and takes a step, and you are taking all this in, and traveling through, we probably see a number of locales along the way, but let's find out a little about who we're meeting next, which will be our construct. So Mike, tell us about the construct.
Yes, so I am made from metal. I'm a bit of a artwork, pure metal artwork, sort of abstract human. Thinking mostly steel-ish, but twisted and bent and sort of formed human-ish.
Nice.
But I have human eyes, which is somewhat disconcerting in the metal frame.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and you kind of you can look around and see and be seen with them, but it's who anyone's guess how this creature was put together. It sounds like. What's the most unnerving thing about you is another question here.
So I often forget to move, which is a thing because I don't need to breathe. So that becomes unnerving when I suddenly move or don't when you're talking to them.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic. And what do you need that this journey will give you?
I need to find my other half. I was torn in half to make my my structure.
So you feel there's another half of you out there that you're missing.
Right. Like another animated half of a metal sheet.
Do you think your other half is questing for you as well?
I think so, yes.
Fantastic. And lastly, what state are you in when the girl finds you?
Yes, so I am rather planted into the ground because I have sharp pointed bottom and they thought I was just a sculpture.
Oh, so someone like stuck you into the ground hard enough that you can't yourself get free?
Right.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So when this girl and her two companions come across you, like are you somewhere in this kind of forest area, or like like a sculpture garden, and there's other like inanimate sculptures?
Yes. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
There we go. That's
one
awesome.
of the forest sculpture garden type open area.
That's awesome. And your name?
Pierce.
Excellent. Andrew, I see some.
Wait, I have to ask, is that half of a name, or is it, does the other half of you have the other half of the name, or do you each have your own name to your knowledge?
I think it's half of the name, but I don't know what the other half is.
Of course, that's great. Fantastic. So Pierce, yeah, you are stuck in place when you see these three, these three companions making their way along. What do you do?
I blink and squeal.
Whoa! Is this a garden? A sculpture garden that makes noise too? Cap, what is this place?
I would be careful. It looks like it's quite sharp. Perhaps we should poke it with a stick.
I think it might poke us first.
You don't have any idea how to appreciate art.
Going through this.
Like, come to me with sort of finger hands things.
Yeah. Pierce. So Pierce, you're kind of gesturing towards them.
Right.
Look over there. Look at that one. That one is not at all acting like the other sculptures. It's moving and talking. Look.
Sometimes it takes a different perspective to fully appreciate a piece of art, and I flap up to look down at the sculpture.
What do you see? What do you see?
As it appears, there's just a bird hovering not that high above you, looking down at you with two heads and going,
It starts repeating.
An allegorical figure, perhaps.
An
alligator?
Pierce, you're reflecting. You're kind of reflecting Druthi back at Druthi.
That's right.
Aww.
And pointing at himself.
This is so sad. It's been so long since I've seen another person like me.
Pierce, do you want to roll a construct move for this?
Yeah,
because we can start rolling moves. We're gathering the whole group of companions.
That's
and
true.
then,
I suppose I am. Let's see.
Because you've got a move called mirror.
Okay. Yes. There we go. Let's see. I didn't bring any dice.
There's a link in Safety and Resources to an online dice roller if you'd like to use that. I am totally happy for folks to either roll physical dice in front of them or use the rolling room I've created for our Curiouser game.
Where's the room?
In the Safety and Resources tab of the Character Keeper, there's a link to it. I can also just drop the link into our chat here to make it easy.
Sorry. In fact,
no worries. I sprung the dice roll on you. It sounded like what you were doing was.
And I'm like, how did I not have that ready? Oops. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'll grab some real quick.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Hey, Druthi. Hey, Druthi. Can we get there? Do you see a path?
Yes, if you swing around,
All right.
the strange fawn with human legs.
I'm back.
You can clearly see it's a fawn by its face, though, and just follow its gesture. I think there's a clearer path here.
So Druthi is guiding up.
Cap, did you
nice.
get that? Cap, did you get what Druthi said? I think she said to go that way?
This way, I'm sure. And in a vague way of following what Druthi said.
Okay.
These two
forward,
bumbling around, bumping into the more inanimate statues in the place. As Pierce, you are gazing up at Druthi. So on a 10+, ask them, what is your heart's desire?
Yes. What is Druthi's heart's desire?
Yeah, my heart's desire is to fly someone back to my island, carrying them. And when I get there, to find my people all there again, as though I'd just gone to the wrong island before and so many other times.
I think I suddenly say, wait, I remember how to speak.
It's come back to me.
How awkward of me. I wonder, are you looking for a particular place? Beautiful bird?
I know exactly where I should be, but it isn't the location I'm struggling with. And I think at that point, Kat, you and Cap are rounding the corner and go, but she, gesturing with an elegant wing, still has a chance to find her way home.
And where is it we're trying to go?
Hello. Hello. What are you? I've never seen anything like you before.
Yeah, you see the human eyes, like blinking, right, in this this kind of twisted metal sculpture. You also see that like it's driven down to its knees or so in the ground, and clearly is kind of stuck in place at the moment.
I am a Pierce.
You
I was stuck
Pierce.
here by a fool.
Great name for you. You are piercing the ground. Of course you're a Pierce. What a wonderful name. Hey, Cap, look, it's a Pierce.
It certainly is, and the most remarkable Pierce I've seen so far.
Yeah, me too. I've never met a Pierce before. So,
they're
Pierce,
around.
Do you kind of live here?
I was put here by a fool who thought I was art and not a person and not a Pierce.
Oh. So are you actually stuck?
Yes. He's put me down so that I could not leave. He was quite convinced that I was some sort of abstract belief.
Oh. Well, you don't look like a
Allegorical
leaf at all
statue.
to me.
So
That's what I said. I said I look like a Pierce.
Yes, you do look like a Pierce, as I said. So does that mean you want to get out of here?
That is right. I have been here far too long.
Okay.
Far too long.
Hey, Druthi. Hey, Cap. Can you guys help me? I'm going to try to dig. I'm not really that strong, and I don't have a shovel, and my mom would get really mad if I dug with my hands, but I'm going to do it anyway because Pierce is stuck.
I would be forever thankful.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like we're going to refuse to mind our manners here. Yep. As Cat goes to dig Pierce out of where he is stuck planted here. When you refuse to mind your manners, name the manner you're rebelling against and roll 2 dice. And Andrea, you are Cat, so you're going to make the roll.
Okay, I'm not on that sheet anymore. The girl.
No worries. There's a manner young ladies must never soil. Their hands are closed, and it feels like that's definitely what we're rebelling against.
And what am I rolling?
Just 2d6.
And I have rolled 1 and 1.
Oh no! Oh dear. So let me give us a little introduction here as we're learning about the girls' moves. When you face a challenge by refusing to mind your manners, name the manner you're rebelling against and roll 2d6. On a hit, a 7+, right? I will ask you how you overcome the challenge. But on 7 through 9, we also have to ask how you falter or go too far in the process. But in this case, for a 6-, instead we're going to answer what part of your rebellion is misunderstood by others. So we can resolve that. The only thing I want to also flag for folks is that there is, I think the first move of every companion is a move that allows the girl to re-roll. So if you want to look and see if your companion re-roll move applies, I'm up to entertain that. Or we can roll with this miss and see where things go.
Roll with. Well, I could go either way. I could encourage, or we could go with the miss.
I feel like a snake eyes is sacred, right? Like,
okay, fair enough. Okay. Then I squeal. I think she's gone feral.
Beautiful. So Pierce is quite confused.
Oh, look at how dirty I am. Look at my hands. They're so dirty. Isn't it funny? I'm going to get dirt on me. I'm going to get dirt all over me. Ooh, I can't believe how dirty I am. Look, guys. Look, everybody. I'm really, really dirty.
This is great. And kind of only as your kind of revelry starts to subside, Kat, do you realize that while digging around in the dirt and freeing Pierce, you have lost that stretchy bracelet of your grandmother's, and you look around for it, trying to see where it could have gone, and kind of popping up from the ground, is a disapproving looking mole with silver fur, who says, "What are you doing? Digging up my sculpture garden? No one is allowed to dig here but me."
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Well, yes, I did mean to dig this up, but this isn't a sculpture. It might be your garden, but this isn't a sculpture. This is Pierce. Hey, Pierce, say hi.
Hi.
The mole waves a claw dismissively. Bah! Bah! I'm the one who decides what's a sculpture here, and if you, young lady, are interfering with my sculpture garden, I'll have no choice but to call the Archduchess's guards. And the mole fishes around in his little waistcoat pocket and pulls out a silver whistle.
Perhaps if this is your sculpture, you can explain to us who the sculptor was.
Got it. So Druthi, you're stepping in before the mole blows the whistle.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And you know what? I think I'll use Behold Majesty here, just as I kind of alight, outshining everything in the garden, making it look dull by comparison.
Oh, great. So we've got, brilliant purple plumage on display. Go ahead and roll to Behold Majesty. That's
and
one
I'm
of
just
your
remembering
mythic
these are all
moves.
flat rolls, right?
Yes. That unless you are inspired by one of the girls' beliefs, right? When one of the girls' beliefs inspires you, say which belief and roll 3 dice instead of 2, so you can get advantage by being inspired by the girl's belief. It looks like Mike is running into technical difficulty. I'll let him back in as soon as I can, but someone else should be the girl for the moment. Tyler, you have to. No, sorry, Andrea, you were the girl. Right, Mike was Pierce getting excavated. Okay, we're good.
So are we though? I rolled a 5.
Can you remind us how Behold Majesty works?
Of course. So Behold Majesty. Roll when you command an audience with your presence. And on a 6-, ask the guide, whose ire do I draw?
Beautiful. So as you put your plumage on display and attempt to overawe this mole. Hey, Mike, welcome back. Everything good?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Battery died.
Good to have you back. As you are Druthi, dazzling beholders with your brilliant plumage, the mole blows on that silver whistle, and all round the sculpture garden, there's little puffs of dark red smoke as what's clearly the Archduchess's guard appears all around. They're tall figures wearing red uniforms, and the leader of them points and says, "It's that bird, the bird that stole the queen." And and all round the Archduchess's guards, draw their bows and notch their arrows, and the captain pulls his arrows from his quiver, and his arrows are fletched with purple feathers like those of your kin. So things are devolving here. I want to check in with the girl. We had
What's going on? Stop this! Stop fighting!
So we had a miss on your refuse to mind your manners, but even with a miss, we're going to flip over that manner and write a new belief. So what do we think is a good belief that we might be replacing "young ladies must never soil their hands or clothes" with? Andrea, any thoughts after making that snake eyes roll?
I don't know. I want to say something. Someone else will come up with something more eloquent than I can.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, what?
My cleanliness does not define me. I don't know.
Ooh, I mean that's fascinating. Yeah, because Kat was really exploring a new side of herself for a moment there. Yeah. Anyone have another suggestion or a refinement on that, or shall we go with "my cleanliness does not define me"?
Better wording.
I think that's swell wording.
I think it works. Yeah. Cool. So let's write that in, and then Kat, you were piping up as the Archduchess's guards ready their bows.
Hey! Stop! No! Don't shoot! You're all being so stupid! You don't know what's going on! This is Pierce! Pierce is not a statue or a sculpture. Pierce is a person. This mole is trying to keep him in the sculpture garden prisoner. He's not a statue.
And more importantly, I am
stomping my
Druthi.
little foot.
Nice.
And more importantly, I am Druthi, and I have never carried anyone, not even the queen.
Captain Max Awesome, do you introduce yourself at this point also?
I think that that the captain has, while all of this has been going on, and noticed the guards there, who I imagine he has encountered in the past, has worked over to find try to find like a branch or a stick, and is trying to wedge it underneath where Pierce is, put something as a fulcrum, and jump on it in hopes of lifting Pierce out as he goes, "We should run." And I'm attempting to trigger one of my moves.
Yeah, what move is going off here?
I am trying to hit the there's no time for tea. Roll when you try to escape a dangerous situation with your friends.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have Captain Max Awesome roll as he jumps on this little improvised simple machine that should fling Pierce to freedom here. Finish the job of excavating him.
Thus far, the roller has not been kind, so we're probably going to be stuck. Let's see. I got a 5.
So I have another option too for the fail. Perhaps instead I take incredible damage.
Oh. I can see this going that way. So when you roll a miss on No Time for Tea, it says, "Ask the guide, what deeper trouble do I lead everyone into?" So I feel like there's a convenient cliff nearby, or we established this sculpture garden had like multiple levels, right? Such that Druthi was flying up to a higher one. So indeed, Pierce goes, rocketing up out of the ground, and everyone's dirty after this, right? There's a shower of dirt, that sprays on the nice red uniforms of the guards. It sprays on the mole who starts huffing with anger. It sprays on Druthi's, perfect purple feathers. And then there's, Pierce, for like a moment you're flying, right? You're in the air, and then the ground is suddenly getting closer, faster and faster and faster. And you were interested in maybe rolling your just stuff move.
That's right. When you suffer incredible damage.
That's great. So I feel like just to continue to make sure we get the scene right. Kat, do you go like running after Pierce when he is suddenly flung upwards? Like, what are we? Because you have to be there to see the results to this. I think.
Sure, but I want, as soon as there's lots of dirt flying around, I'm going to also look for my bracelet. I think that now that things are disrupted, but I can come back and do that if it doesn't make any difference. If it makes more story sense, Kat will be running after Pierce.
I kind of like the idea that as Pierce is flung up out of the ground and there's this explosion of dirt flying everywhere, you spot your bracelet also going flying, right? But it's flying over that same cliff.
No! Oh!
Great. All right, now let's see how Pierce takes it.
I've got a 9. So let's see. Ask the table. How do you repair me? All right. So I imagined so I'm going over this cliff, and I'm thinking it's less solid down there. But that basically I've taken a diver's pose. And so I'm sort of slamming into this grass, I guess. Greenery.
Oh, great. Yeah. And do pieces of you go rolling off in different directions?
Yeah, so I'm kind of picturing my arms just sort of bust off because they're not really meant for the for the impact.
Mm-hmm. This is great. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go ahead and say, since the next thing to resolve is how people put Pierce back together.
That's right.
That we'll go ahead and say that the explosion of dirt provides a distraction, and the girl and her companions are able to follow Pierce, get away from the guards, but leaving in some degree of dirt and disarray, basically. So
7+ is how do you repair me, and on 7 and 9, also how have I been changed by the damage and repair.
So we can kind of montage this a little bit, when the companions and the girl regroup, how do they help Pierce, piece himself back together? Kat, how do you assist?
Well, I'm going to go pick up all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure I can see them. And there's metal glinting all over the grass and the areas at the bottom. And I say, oh, yes, I'll get that one, and this one, and this one. Oh, I'll bring them. Hey, Cap. Hey, Druthi, do you know how to put them back together? Here's all the pieces.
And I'm betting you found like a couple pieces that weren't originally part of Pierce, but were from other statues that have broken in this statue garden.
Sure, people just tossing them off the side.
Coins,
Done with this
lucky
statue.
coins.
Push it over the cliff. Yeah, absolutely. Druthi, how do you help rebuild Pierce?
Well, Pierce is not quite a person, or at least isn't a whole one. So I pick up some of the pieces that went quite a long way and bring them back, because as long as they're not attached, this is. Sweetie, please don't bite me on the foot.
I'm sorry.
And I hope this will touch Pierce's mouth if I pick that up. Yeah, it's okay. You can bite that.
I'm so sorry.
But so I can carry pieces of Pierce, but I won't carry anything that's too much assembled.
Right, because you won't carry anyone. So as long as they're just things, you can carry them and like help. But you're not. If there's a piece that is his whole arm, someone else will have to take that.
I think I'm seriously mulling over if Pierce explains that he's half of someone, where that falls on my spectrum of whether.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, and that you can be regaling, like once your mouth is back, Pierce, you can be regaling them with your story as they're rebuilding you.
Right.
I have quite a backpack full of things. I am always prepared. And when I left the house earlier today, I did bring quite a bit of things. I've got a notebook and a pencil, and I think I also have some tape.
Nice.
Just in case I needed some very interesting artifacts into my book. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of that tape to help with Pierce.
Nice. So Pierce, you're not made only of metal anymore. You are made of metal and tape, and maybe like a bit like a notebook page that was wrapped around a bit of you to provide a little cushioning or something. Yeah.
I'm trying to instruct by saying no. So can we do a drawing here? I'd like to draw how I was.
That's great, Captain Max. Awesome. What's your contribution to this? To rebuilding Pierce, but in a slightly different way.
I think as we're taping him up, I'm going to reach into my pocket, and I've been saving this. It's the very last of greatest of all blueberry gum. It is extremely special, extremely rare. And, well, I suppose that saving a friend makes it worth it. And I will chew on the bubble gum for a moment or two, and then with great reluctance use it to attach one of the arms back on.
This is great. So we have the girl and her companions, one of them newly reassembled, kind of getting to know each other and learning about the various things they're questing for. We'll take another break here, possibly a bedtime break for the youngster who cameoed briefly, and when we resume, we will meet our last companion, the ogre, and kind of close out on a nice little walking down the yellow brick road, so to speak, image. Let's go ahead and take at least 12 minutes here to return at the top of the hour, and I'll give you a message if we need to take a little longer. Mike, are you back? Cool. We'll wait another minute or two. Slightly rambunctious bedtime. So Leah has given me permission to say something that Druthi is doing off screen if she's not able to jump back in. But if bedtime wraps up nicely, then she may be able to jump back in during this last segment. So we will see.
I remember those days. My boys are 16 and 18. So those happened a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. No,
but I remember trying to put them to bed.
Yeah, it's wild to look ahead to that, days when this will be a distant memory. But no, she's really quite a good sleeper. She's had different phases where it's been, more or less challenging. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
I empathize with her. I don't like going to bed either.
Yeah. Well, especially when grown-ups are clearly still having so much fun. We're not making it that easy for her. Hey, Mike. Let's see. Go ahead and unmute for a sec. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Sorry, there we go. I'm back now.
Oh, perfect. Good. I was just telling folks that Leah will rejoin if she can. We're working on a slightly ticklish bedtime, so
I totally understand bedtime.
Yeah, if not, she's given me permission to have Druthi be dealing with something off screen, like flying ahead to scout it out or what have you. So, turning back to the underground, we have our girl and several companions who have become fast friends already. One of whom has already been put back together with some tape and a little wad of blueberry gum, helping out. We can definitely say that the companions have shared a little of their various objectives, the things they're questing for. And we'll pick up with them, getting a move on, because we have one last companion that we need to encounter. So, Andrea, since we're going to be encountering your companion, who will you pass the girl off to?
Well, Tyler must be the girl.
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
So Tyler, your cat now. You not only must find the up doorknob to get home, you have to find where your bracelet has gotten to.
Absolutely.
Could it have been blown away by the wind? You're not sure. But what are you? Where are you kind of pulling your companions along to try and discover it?
Well, we're going to have to make our way all the way back up the cliff, so we need to find maybe a way along it and look for a stairway or something that'll get us up to the top.
Oh, nice. You think it hasn't? It's not down here where Pierce landed and got busted up and rebuilt. It must be up top. Yeah, Andrea, tell us about your ogre.
What would you like to know?
Let's see. Maybe your name first, if you've got one.
It's Lumba.
Lumba. That's great. Oh yes, the basics of the ogre, I should say, are your people are giants in this land, towering over the girl at 3 or 4 times her size. You may be covered with fur or adorned with horns, but you are more human than beast, even if you don't speak much. So that's the basics of the ogre. Other than your size, what do others first notice about you, Lumba?
I am probably 12 to 15 feet tall.
Wow.
And I am covered with long, multicolored fur, hair-like fur. It is really long, many, many, many colors, and that's not how you find me, but that's how you will come to know me.
Yeah. So that I see. When we find Lumba, we won't see the hair, so colorful and flowing. Okay, absolutely. I'm excited for that. What do you try to do to make yourself seem smaller than you are?
Well, I hide behind things, of course.
Quite a trick when you're 12 to 15 feet tall. That's great. What were you teased about as a...
I was teased because I was so tender and loving. And in my family, that is just not the thing to be.
So Lumba, always a tender-hearted ogre, but that is frowned upon.
Yes.
What do you need that this journey will give you?
I am wavering. I will say a voice.
What does that mean for you?
I don't think I was ever given a chance to be who I really want to be. So it could be understanding or respect too. But I'm going to call it a voice for right now.
So that's what Lumba feels
Yes.
that they need, a voice. Yeah. What state are you in when the girl finds you?
At the bottom of the cliff, there is a river. And the river has very steep, very muddy sides. Things that it is just obviously that the wet season is just gone. Things have been thrown up from a flood, gone back down. Everything is terribly muddy. And you see that there is a road that goes through this valley. The road stops before it approaches the river, as if there should be a bridge there. But there's no bridge. And it is strange that there is no bridge, because it looks like there should be one right there. You hear this moaning as you approach, and you see a mud-covered, very large creature lying in the mud on the side of the water, the side of the river.
12 to 15 feet tall and currently covered in mud.
Yes.
My gracious Pierce, what is that?
I ask myself the same question.
It speaks.
Yeah.
It's the least I could do. Speak. Yes.
Who are you, Mud Thing?
Mud Thing. That shall be my name. Yes, you can call me Mud Thing, because that is all I am. I suppose you're here for the bridge. Fine, that'll be 2 coppers.
I don't see a bridge.
And I kind of roll to my side, and I roll up, and you see that attached to this giant mud creature is this thing. It is bigger than a building. It is huge, but it seems as nothing. And this creature places this contraption over the river, unfolds it a bit, and presses down to make sure it's sturdy. Yeah, after the last flood, we had to take it down again. There you go. 2 coppers, please.
Actually, Mud Creature, we're wanting to get to the top of the cliff.
You didn't even want the bridge. Oh.
Sorry?
That's fine. I guess I'll just take it down now. Nobody even wants the bridge. Pick it up. Hold it. Put it back
I'll
down.
cut my eyes over to Pierce.
I'm gonna stare at it and try to do a mirror move here.
Oh, great!
Roll.
So Pierce, you are like locking eyes with
That's
Lumba
right.
and trying to
I'm like,
learn something.
does it just need the copper to survive? Is it part of what it needs just to be a piece? Like, is it another arm for him? 10. Okay. 7 plus. Ask them, what's your heart's desire?
This is perfect. What a great move to introduce all the companions to each other. So Pierce is going to successfully learn something from Lumba, by staring with his kind of strange human eyes in his body that's now not just metal but also a little tape and gum. Lumba, what is your heart's desire?
It puts on a fake smile too.
For you to see my beauty. I would love for you to see my beauty.
That's awesome. Is that something Lumba is just like it? Is that out loud, or is that just something that Pierce just understands by looking closely and what do you think?
Me or Mike?
Yeah. No, I'm asking Lumba because it's kind of your call whether Lumba is saying that out loud or
whether I see it or whether you
out loud.
Okay.
No, Lumba does not say that out loud unless forced.
But Pierce knows.
And Pierce says, "Well, you have something I don't have, and I would love to have
a bridge. I'll give you my bridge.
I don't care for the bridge. No, it's not the bridge. I was speaking of breath. You have breath.
Ah, yes, I do have breath. A lot of good that does me in the mud.
So Druthi, as you fly back from scouting about, you see that the girl and Pierce have been talking to this massive creature caked with mud, who has who seems to be kind of somewhat sadly resigned to helping people across this river by picking up a bridge and putting it into place, and then after they cross, taking the bridge back to keep it safe from flooding. Is that a good summary, Lumba, of the situation that we've
Perfect.
discovered?
Perfect.
So Druthi, they're talking with Lumba, who just seems a little sad with their what are Lumba's pronouns?
She.
With her lot in
really
life.
Hard to tell if you're looking for any kind of anatomical cues, but
right.
It's a she.
Yeah, she's an ogre who was always teased for being tender-hearted, and she tries to hide behind things. And now the group has encountered her, and Pierce has stared into her eyes and learned about her heart's desire to be seen for the beauty that she really has, which is not in great evidence just at this moment. So Druthi, if you are winging your way back, what into this situation, what do you do?
Where is the bridge at this moment?
The bridge is right next to me, where it always is.
Yeah, I come to a light delicately on the bridge because, its rough spun nature highlights my, majestic beauty.
Hello, bird. You are
Hello.
beautiful and not covered in mud.
Hello, muddy personage. You seem strong and able.
Strong and able. Yeah. I think that's why I got this job.
Do you like being down there in the mud and hauling a bridge?
Do I like it? Do I like it?
Do you like it?
You are the first person that has ever asked me if I liked it. I don't think anybody even thought that I could like or not like something. I was just told to come down here and move the bridge. Make sure the floods didn't take it away, as they did the last few. No, of course I don't like it. This is disgusting and cold and muddy and awful.
Well, then you should get out. There's no reason for you to have to be stuck down there.
Kat, are you standing strong in your convictions?
I think so. And I think that, in a way, both of Kat's beliefs go into that.
Yeah, some opportunities cannot be passed up, and my cleanliness does not define me. Sure, yeah, you're telling Lumba that she doesn't have to stay in the mud, that she's not kind of consigned to a life of bridge dragging because she's currently caked with mud, and that in fact there's an opportunity perhaps to join on a quest with these companions. Does that sound right to you?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
You would
yeah.
want someone like me to go along with you? Look at how pretty you are, and you're hardly even got any mud on you.
Now, let me tell you, beauty is overrated. I was there for 6 years, planted in that sculpture park. People called me pretty and beautiful plenty of times.
They did?
But I had nowhere to go.
Of course, you're more than welcome to join us, but let's see if I can get you out with this roll.
Yeah, so you're standing strong in your convictions, I think both to boost Lumba's spirits a little, and avoid the possible consequences of filching the bridge tender from the surrounding village clan. Like who's around here who usually uses the bridge, Lumba?
Hardly no one. It's so boring. There was an onion cart guy that came by 2 weeks ago. He didn't even pay me.
Well, marvels of marvels, I kind of got a success. I rolled a 7.
How many dice did you roll?
I rolled 2.
You get to roll 3 because you start with 1, and then you take an additional dice for each belief. So roll 1 more, and we'll treat that as We'll treat that as all 3 of those as options for picking out the highest 2.
Oh, just real question. So do they all start with 1?
So it's 1 plus each belief that you add to the roll.
Okay, because it says take 1 die for each relevant one and roll.
Let's see. I'm looking at the zine right now, and it says when you face a challenge by standing strong in your convictions, start with 1 die, then take an additional die for each relevant belief and roll. So I think that adds up to 3.
Gotcha. That wasn't in the the other thingy. Okay, the character keeper. I'll roll an extra one. It's a 1. I got a 7.
Okay, so the 1's not doing anything, but on the 7, on 7 you will overcome the challenge. But also, what price does the challenge cost you? So, Kat, give us a little sense. How does Kat know that she has successfully given some degree of courage to Lumba here, right? Helped her out.
I think that the cat could see, that real desire to not be stuck there, that want to go out and do things. And I think that it was fertile ground, the suggestion of leaving. I think that's pretty easy to see for Cat.
Absolutely. And then also, what price does the challenge cost you? Yeah, I think there's a way to roll this into some larger stuff. If you're up for me to put forward something here.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think as you are, kind of, incorporating Lumba into your group of companions, that's exactly when you hear the sound of wheels rolling along this path, and you glance behind you, and there's this towering, teetering even, gilded carriage rolling along the path, headed towards the river, and the coachman calls out in an imperious voice, "Out of the way, all of you! Get that bridge in place so that my mistress does not get splashed by any particle of mud."
Very well. 2 coppers.
You don't have to do that if you don't want to.
No, how are they going to get across?
Well, I mean, it's not like they should just be able to order you around.
And the coachman says, "Incorrect. We should be just able to order you around. Now put the bridge in place."
Okay, she picks up the bridge and puts it in place. There you have a pleasant afternoon.
So you've bridge is in place. The gilded carriage goes rolling across, and I think Kat, you see clinging to one of the little decorative points on the top of the carriage is your beloved bracelet.
Oh, that's my bracelet. Stop, please.
They don't stop, but a single copper coin is tossed out of the carriage, landing at Lumba's feet.
And I think I'm running after the cart.
2 coppers.
The carriage speeds up.
2. I'm sorry. I think that you're off the bridge for one.
Sorry, Andrew, you broke up a little bit there. What was Lumba calling after the carriage?
It's 2 coppers, not 1. 2. Throw the other copper. I'm not gonna say it again.
That's great. Yeah. The carriage just speeds up like it's it's ignoring you.
I'm
gonna pick up the whole bridge with the carriage on it and put it over on the land where the road was.
Nice.
And say, I said 2 coppers.
It's beautiful. I'm checking if this like is great, if this is an ogre move here, or if we'll just I think this works just as like a final image for our cliffhanger, right? Like you've picked up this bridge, put it back down, and the carriage door opens, and stepping grandly out, with the a sort of vast brocade studded with purple feathers, and a towering headdress, is the Archduchess, who says, "And who are you to demand coppers of me, mud creature?" And we'll pick up next time with our companions all gathered, and the Archduchess, looming over the smaller ones, and staring sternly up at Lumba. How does that sound for last image of our first session of Girl Underground, Curiouser and Curiouser? Nice. All right, cool. That's where we'll pick up. Anyone who's been watching along with us, thanks so much. And hope to see you around. But for now, we're saying goodbye, good night, and be safe out there.